Hey YouTube, welcome to a monthly pickup video for March 2013. And I'm gonna just take a guess and say that if you're watching this video, you're a gamer. So you already know how crazy March was for new video game releases. I mean, it was just bananas. Games were coming out left and right throughout the entire month. And somehow, some way, I managed to keep up with the games that I purchased this month, which is a great thing. So in March, I was fortunate enough to have 2 video games sent to me for review purposes. The first game is for the Nintendo Wii U. The Nintendo Wii U. I know a lot of you guys have been dying to find a reason to turn on your Wii U. And I can honestly say that Lego City Undercover is enough reason to pick the game up and turn that Wii U on and start playing it. This game is awesome. It's just, it has so much charm and personality. It's hilarious. It's just so much fun. I can say, honestly, this is an open world sandbox game. And there really isn't anything too original about this title. It's called Lego City Undercover, but it could easily be named Grand Theft Lego, because that's exactly what it is. It's a Grand Theft Auto style game built in a Lego universe. It doesn't get any better than that. So I'm not going to get too in-depth with Lego City Undercover, but just know that I am really enjoying it, and I'm going to try to get the review out as soon as I possibly can. The second game that was sent to me for review purposes was Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate. What a long name. It's so long-winded. Try saying that 3 times fast. I dare you. Mirror of Fate is a good game. Some may think that it's unfortunate that this isn't a traditional Castlevania game. But, we kind of already knew that going into it. I mean, this is a Lords of Shadow game. So it relies heavily on combat, chaining moves together, very similar to something that you may see in the console game Lords of Shadow, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, or even God of War. It's that type of game. And I think that it translates well onto the 3DS. I actually enjoyed the story in this game, and I'm really looking forward to not only going back and completing Lords of Shadow, but I'm looking forward to playing Lords of Shadow 2. So if you want to know more about this game, definitely I'll leave the link below to my written review, and you guys can check that out as well. Sticking with the portable games, I picked up Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the Nintendo 3DS, and hopefully you guys know this is the sequel to Luigi's Mansion, which launched on the Nintendo GameCube. And I gotta be honest, I actually like Dark Moon a lot more than what I like Luigi's Mansion. Again, it's another game that's just oozing with personality. It's just so charming, and it's so cute. This game is just so cute. Every time I play it, I smile. I can't help it. There's just something about this game that instantly makes me start smiling. But Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon actually does a lot of things similar to Luigi's Mansion, but the things that it actually does differently, I like. I like the fact that you're not just in one big mansion. You're actually exploring different parts, so you have different environments to go to, and everything is broken up into little missions. Some missions don't take any time, you can get through them rather quickly, and some are rather long, but the cool thing about this game is just exploring the environments and trying to get all of the collectibles. At least with me it is. That's what I'm trying to do. There's a lot of hidden gems. There are collectible booths that you can capture. There are even like bonus stages that you can get if you collect everything in that world. So I'm really enjoying this game. I'm about halfway done, and I kind of don't want it to end, but I kind of do because I want to see what happens. But it's a really cutesy game, and I definitely recommend it if you have a Nintendo 3DS. I did manage to get God of War Ascensions for the PlayStation 3, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to pick it up this month. Initially, I was going to wait for a price drop, but I really wanted to play a God of War game. I mean, I like the series enough that, I don't have a problem going out and spending full price on the game and playing through it and enjoying it. And that's exactly what I did. I know this game hasn't reviewed well. A lot of people don't think it's that good, but I think it's a good God of War game. Not the best, but it is a good game. It's not horrible by any means. Ascensions is a prequel, and I don't really think there was a need to put another prequel out. I could have sworn I already played through, I think it was Chains of Olympus, or maybe it was Ghost of Sparta, whichever one of the PSP games that was a prequel, I already played through that. So I don't really think this game necessarily was justified, but I had a good time with it. I mean, it basically sticks to the God of War formula. It adds a few different things in there. Now you can use, or you can pick up weapons and use those on enemies, which is pretty cool. I didn't really use that all too much. And there are different magical weapons that you can use against different enemies. And to be honest with you, I didn't use that all that much either, but I still had a good time with it. And I really love the boss fights in this game. I totally enjoyed the boss fights. And I think this is probably by far one of the most goriest God of War games that I've ever played. I mean, it's just brutal. Some of the takedowns that Kratos does to these creatures is just ridiculous. And it's really cool to sit there and watch. You know, the puzzles were kind of lacking and they weren't all that great. But again, I still had a good time playing through it. The last two games I have to share with you guys are two of the best games that I have played through this year. Already, they are contenders for my game of the year. Now, the first game I'm going to share with you is Tomb Raider, and I got the Xbox 360 version. And I actually picked this up from Target. They were having some exclusive deal going on that if you bought it from Target, you were going to get a steelbook case, which is really snazzy. I really like this steelbook case, and I'm a sucker for steelbook cases. So I went to Target and decided to pick up Tomb Raider from there just for the steelbook case at no extra charge. Tomb Raider is a phenomenal game. It's a great reboot, and I'm just going to say off the bat, you guys should totally go out and buy this game. If you haven't already, definitely experience it. It's worth it. And this is coming from a long-time Tomb Raider fan. I mean, I've played all of the previous Tomb Raider games, and for the most part enjoyed a majority of them, especially the newer Tomb Raider games that have come out on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. I feel like those games, people don't really talk about those games, but they're really well done and really worth, you know, your time, you know, playing them. It's worth it, you know. But this particular game isn't necessarily like the older Tomb Raider games. It doesn't follow that same traditional formula. This one switches it up a little bit and makes it more intense, more action-packed, more jam-packed with craziness. It's story-driven. The story is pretty good, and it's more character-driven, and it's more emotional, for sure. It definitely is more emotional. This is a Lara Croft where she's younger and more vulnerable and kind of unsure of herself, and you know, I really felt that way in the beginning of the game. There are some inconsistencies with her character as far as the narrative goes and what you do throughout the game. Because like I said, she starts off being vulnerable and unsure of herself and very inexperienced. And by the end of the game, I mean, she's taking names, you know, and kicking ass. It's crazy. I mean, whatever. I have to keep telling myself this is a video game, so whatever. But I really enjoyed it. One thing that I wish just was a little different was the fact that there really aren't any tombs to raid in this game. And that's unfortunate because that's my favorite part of the Tomb Raider games, going through the tombs and raiding them and figuring out these really cool puzzles. And Tomb Raider, this particular Tomb Raider, does have tombs. They're optional, but the puzzles in order to figure out, you know, what you're going to get to the treasure aren't that great. I mean, it's not rocket science. It doesn't take a lot to figure out what you're supposed to do next in order to get the treasure. And that's a little unfortunate. I spent a lot of time with this game. I tried out the multiplayer, didn't really like it too much, but who knows, you know, I might try it out again. I'm hoping that they put out some story-driven DLC because that would be great. I was really into the game. Like, I couldn't put the controller down. I just couldn't stop playing. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that I completed, or I actually found, all of the collectibles that you could find in the game, and I'm gonna go back to try to complete all of the challenges that are in each area. So, I mean, honestly, this is a great game. As I said before, go buy it. play it and let me know what you think. If you guys have already played this game and you're Tomb Raider fans, let me know what you think about it. But I really do love it. And the last game that I picked up in March, and the last game that I completed in March, again, another game that just totally blew me away. BioShock Infinite. And this is the alternate cover here, guys. Very simple to change this. I didn't like the standard cover, so I went with the alternate cover, which I actually enjoy. BioShock Infinite. It's a hell of a ride. It's an amazing experience. I completed this game and I felt that I couldn't pick up anything else to play for a couple hours because everything had to sink into my brain. Like, this game just hit me that hard. It was awesome. It was awesome. I never felt like that after playing a game. You know, I really do enjoy this game simply for the narrative. I love the world. Columbia, this world in the sky, isn't as atmospheric as Rapture. You know, it definitely doesn't hold a candle to Rapture. I love me some Rapture. But I thought Columbia was a nice little change of pace. It was really cool. Despite what some people say, I actually enjoyed the gameplay in this game. I didn't have a problem with all of the shooting that you do. And the reason for that is because I actually liked getting into these confrontations with soldiers or the Vox Populi or whoever it may be, and using my vigors mixed with guns to take them down and just destroy them. I had a blast doing that. And I think that's definitely where the game shines. You being creative, using your magic, using your vigors to basically get rid of enemies is awesome. You know, you can be very creative with that. Another reason why this game blew me away is because I don't think I've ever played a game with so many heavy themes included. I mean, this game touches on racism, patriotism, power. Just all of these things combined just totally blew me away. I couldn't believe I was playing a video game. You know, it was an amazing experience. And I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it for anyone else out there. But definitely, totally recommend BioShock Infinite. This game is ace. I really enjoy it. And like I said before, this game along with Tomb Raider can easily be my game of the year. Honestly. I also picked up some strategy guides this month. I did get the collector's edition strategy guide for BioShock Infinite, which is a really nice strategy guide. And it also came with this, which is a little keepsake. It's the bird key that you will see in BioShock Infinite, and it plays a really big role in the game. I also picked up the strategy guide for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. So far, so good. I'm really mostly using this to find the hidden booze and the hidden collectibles and gems. Best Buy was having a sale on some of their strategy guides, so I did get the collector's edition strategy guide for Assassin's Creed 3. Now, I've already played through and completed Assassin's Creed 3, but you know, I really like the Assassin's Creed series, and I have all of the other strategy guides or collector edition strategy guides for the game, so I figured might as well add this one to the collection. And also from Best Buy for $7, I got the collector edition strategy guide for Halo 4. I haven't played Halo 4 yet. I don't even have that in my collection. I bought it for my son when it came out, but I haven't played it yet. And when I do play it, I'm probably not going to need a guide to play it, but the fact that this was only $7 and I'm really into strategy guides, I mean, I didn't want to pass that up. So that's it, guys. Those are all of the games and strategy guides that I picked up in March. It was an amazing month for video games. I had a blast playing through all of the games that I picked up this month, and I'm really excited for April. I mean, I know it's not going to be as crazy as March was, but there's some really good games coming out. So as always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time.